Yes, good afternoon and welcome to Sports Palava Live on Channels Television. We are right there in Moscow, but this time around, of course, we ought to be celebrating after 14 good years or 19. We couldn't take a medal and then we came out with a silver. But then like Oliver Twist, Oliver, we said, no, it is not good enough this time around. We should have gotten a gold. We should have gotten a gold because we sent a golden girl. We should have gotten a gold because we have somebody who is good enough to pick a gold. We should have gotten a gold because some are saying, if properly managed, but this time around, the management, is it from the athlete's part, Blessing Okagbare, or is it the AFN that put her in multiple events? They were saying it is a participation in the long jump and also the 100 meters. Because of the schedule that was so crowded, within 48 hours she has to do 7 jumps and 3 races that would have affected her performance, on both events. Not just her performance in the long jump, but also that of the 100 meters race, where she came a distant 6th and not on the podium among the first 3 athletes that ran that particular race. So what we are looking at here today is it the AFN? Should have managed her better? Should she, maybe if she had, done just one, should they have dropped one event for her? Probably. It is probably. The answers don't lie with me, but my gladiators. I will introduce them, and then we shall hear their intro. Humphrey Njoku.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Ekene Nechukwu.
Good afternoon, Ken.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, viewers. It's always a pleasure to be on the red corner of Sports Palava.
All right. He's always on red. Okay, the man, the breed of blue, the prof in the house. Do you think the AFN handled this properly? Or do you say it was, blessings that you want to put it, at those steps? First and foremost, are you satisfied with, the performance of Blessing at the World Athletic Championship?
Well, it might not be a very straightforward question and answer yes or no, because you have to start assessing her based on the performance so far. We have seen 2. I think as we are entering, the 3rd one was going on. We have the 4th one, which is 4x100. So let's look at the long jump. Fine, silver. That's a good result, given the fact that we waited for 19 years. Yeah. The last one was in 1999. Gloria Lozier and Francis Obikwelu. 19 years after, the golden girl gave us another silver. Disappointing in the 100 meters women, because that was where everybody was expecting her to do well, given the antecedent, given the build-up. Don't forget, just less than a month separating the Diamond League and the World Championship, she put in a fantastic race, ending it at 10.79. And against all expectation, she gave us 10.04 seconds, finishing 1 full 6th. So give and take, the 2 races so far, 1 good, 1 bad.
So, do you believe it is the AFN that is at fault at this? As well, the one that you said she ran, she was picking 10.86, 10.79, and then we see her running 11.04. I mean, should they have dropped one of maybe the long jump for her to go for the 100 meters?
Well, the whole thing is all about priority and how you were able to manage your own event. When you look at Okagbare before the World Championship, she gave a belief that she can do it. And probably maybe that was what made AFN, the government itself, to allow her to. But we know that she is human. And for every mortal, they are subject to the law of diminishing return. And that was what happened. Because you just made a point at the intro. Look at the time she finished the long jump and the time she did the 100 meters. And again, when you look at this is a lady that is a slow starter. We saw it in London Olympics, where the same expectation was so high, but she didn't meet up. So ordinarily, somebody who is knowledgeable and expert should have known that, look, let us space this and place our priority and see how we can manage it, instead of allowing her to have a crowded schedule at the World Championship. When you look at her colleagues, I don't think that they have so crowded schedule, particularly for an athlete that is not, to be fair to her, a super athlete. 4 events in a World Championship to me is crowded.
So I ask you, do you blame the AFN for this?
It is obvious. You know, just like the former athlete and, of course, the former president of AFN, Tony Robo, said, he blamed the AFN, you know, for mismanaging Blessing Okagbare. And I won't agree less. Because just like Humphrey has said, you know, I'm also surprised he's saying that, because that means he's beginning to agree with me already, even before the match started. That means I already have some advantage. But let's see how that goes.
Yes.
Look, back to the point, you know, the AFN is saddled with the responsibility to manage our athletes. And when you are managing, that means you have to put you have to put everything within parameter with the view to getting the best results from our athletes. And the best way to get results from our athletes is to make sure that they have the time, you know, the space and the time to recover from one event linking to the other. And just like Tony said, you know, it takes at least 48 hours to, you know, recover from a high-level performance, 100% performance in either track and field event. And looking at the number of jumps and, of course, the races prior to the final of the 100 meters, you will agree with me that the young girl is already fatigued. And she has also come out to say that she was fatigued. Now, look at the world singing. Yeah, good for the past, how many years?
19 years.
19 years now before we got here. But it could have been better. Now, she jumped 6.99. Just 2 centimeters below the eventual gold winner, of course, world champion and Olympic champion, talking about Brittany Reese of the United States. Now, Brittany Reese also has the allowance to rest and recover. She's not involved in the 100 meters and all of that, as against that of Okagbare. So, probably, if we had managed her well, you know, allowing her to concentrate. Don't also not forget that Blessing herself started as a triple jumper before she now eventually, you know, gravitated to the 100 meters, the 200 meters, and the rest of them. So if you had allowed her, you know, to focus on the long jump, you know, spacing, maybe leaving her for the 100, because look at the 100, look at we're talking about the Fraser Fries, the Kamalita Jettas, and the rest of them. High level of competition in that area. Now, looking at a long jump where she has already started, she has already had the experience, and of course had bronze in 2008, talking about the Beijing Olympics. So I feel that the AFN didn't get that right, you know, in managing her to getting the best of results, because we would have been singing more Uhuru than the silver we are celebrating today. It could have been a gold in the long jump. So, yeah.
You see, what I avoided in my intro is this blame game, which you are already doing it.
Yes.
With due
You can't run away from that, because people center there.
With due respect,
Yes.
We should be able to look at the athlete in question.
Okay.
This is a grade A athlete, which means she's an elite athlete. She has run these races week in, week out. And if there's anybody, if there's anybody,
has she been able to win gold in any of the events, in the Olympics, in the World Championships, and all of that?
It goes
to
beyond,
talk about a grade A.
It goes
now.
beyond
Let me
that.
take your mind. Let me cast your mind back. The first time, the only 2 athletes. There are 2 athletes who have done this in the history of the world. Talking about Jesse Owens in 1936, and of course Carl Lewis in 1984. Even Carl Lewis, we all know, was indicted for drugs. These are the only athletes that have been able to win gold in 4 events in track and field. 1936 and 1984, since then nobody has been able to do it. And you are grading Blessing Okagbare as a grade A athlete. Has she been able to win gold in the Olympics? Has she been able to win gold in any of the international championships, the world championships, and all of that? And you are grading her as a grade A. Even the likes of Fraser Price and the rest of them, the commentators who are even more formidable than her, they don't have crowded conjunction in terms of.
All right. You're asking the question.
I made a statement of fact.
Yes.
And I want anybody
which is
either corroborate or say otherwise on that. Okagbare went to World Championship as a grade A athlete. We have 2 of them.
Okay.
Odumosu and Okagbare.
Compared to her,
Those
her
are the
competitors,
two
okay, at
grade
international
A,
level.
grade A athletes.
At the Nigerian level, you're
the
talking
remainder
about?
are grade B. So
Okay, at the
that is a
Nigerian level
fact.
you are talking about.
No,
Wait, okay,
Yes,
yes, that's what I'm saying. Now, you have to also jump,
both the long jump and
was
the
an
yes,
yes.
she is in the top 10. She's in the top 10.
Yes,
she's ranked number 2. She's ranked number 2. Yes.
Does that not
Yes.
justify
Even
you?
going there,
Does
as
that
long
not
as
justify
she's ranked number
you
2.
crowding
You ask
her
him.
event?
No,
Does that not justify you
just
crowding her with 4 events?
Who?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I know the
that's what I'm
point.
saying.
I
I
know
took
the
you
point.
on the fact of
With
grade
due
A.
respect,
You have better athletes
Okagbare,
than her.
who is
Her
a
competitors.
grade A
So
athlete.
that's
said Okagbare should have opted out.
Of course, nobody need to tell her that. She is a grade A athlete.
She said,
Are you
Okagbare would have
following?
said, I can't do this. When she saw the schedule.
Hold it on.
Now, when the hopes of Nigeria has
What
been
do you
hit
mean
on her,
by hope?
Of course, prior to this,
What is the hope?
Prior to this
Hope
championship,
for what?
all the hope of our getting heaped on Blessing Okagbare. Now, if Blessing Okagbare has come out to say, I'm not going to do this event and all of that, we are still going to come here and blame her.
Why?
Hello.
Now, but if the AFN had done that within their prerogative, then it would have been better.
You have your yellow card. All right. Now, so I listened to you. So why did you say that it was her fault? I mean, the AFN put her there. So she should have said, I don't want to run. I want to do this.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Her level.
Yes.
The level of the athlete.
Yes.
This is a lady who was doing it, going for one meet and another, going to Diamond Meet, which was the last prior to the World Championship. I strongly believe that Okagbare could have decided and tell whoever that is in charge, at AFN or whatever, and said, this is what I can do.
When
and the reason is
she
not
has become our medal hopeful.
What do you mean by being
in long jump, in sprint, in 200 meters,
Hold
in
it.
relay, everything is Blessing
Hold it.
Okagbare, Blessing Okagbare, Blessing Okagbare.
It's you.
Who
It's
is
you.
the other
It's
person?
you.
Now, which other
Nigerians who
athlete
are
were we hoping to get a gold medal from?
Nobody.
He is saying the other
That's what I'm
person.
saying. That's what I'm saying. If Okagbare had come out to say,
We see keep
that's what I'm
it's a
saying.
pressure. You people
That's what I'm saying. It's a pressure.
No.
That's why the AFN would have come in
It's
to
not
ease her of
it's
the
not
pressure.
AFN.
Let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this. From the AFN, who are the managers of our national team as far as the
let me ask you this.
fair on her. If she had come out,
Ekene,
just like in
Ekene,
football, where we play Mikel
you have your second
Obiang,
yellow, the third one is a red.